You will never beat your addiction, and the moment you think you have, that's exactly when it wins. The biggest mistake people make when trying to quit something destructive is believing the goal is to beat it once and for all. But addiction doesn't work like that. Addiction isn't an enemy you defeat in one battle. It's something that waits, quietly, patiently, and the second your guard drops, the moment you believe you've completely conquered it, that's when it pulls you right back in. So stop trying to beat addiction forever. Start focusing on something much more powerful. Winning today, just today, because recovery isn't one giant victory, it's thousands of small daily wins stacked on top of each other. Now here's the part most people completely misunderstand. Let's talk about adult content and explicit material. Most people treat it like it's just a bad habit. They try to block websites, they rely on willpower, they tell themselves, I'm just going to stop. But that approach fails for one simple reason. It ignores the real question. Why were you going there in the first place? For many people, explicit material isn't just entertainment. It's a coping mechanism. It's a response to boredom. It's an escape from stress. It's a way to regulate difficult emotions. When life feels overwhelming, when you're tired, lonely, or mentally drained, your brain starts looking for dopamine, and explicit material delivers it instantly. So as long as the boredom is still there, as long as the stress is still there, as long as the loneliness is still there, the pull toward it will always exist. You're not actually fighting the addiction, you're ignoring everything that's feeding it. Now let's look at someone living with an alcohol use disorder, because the same principle applies. Recovery isn't just about putting down the drink. That's only the surface. The deeper work is understanding why the drink was picked up in the first place. What triggers the urge? What emotional wounds are being numbed? What environments make it harder to change? One of the most powerful predictors of recovery from alcohol use disorder is community and environment. If every weekend revolves around drinking, if the people around you normalize it, you're constantly fighting against your surroundings. And that's not weakness. That's human psychology. You can't just change your habits. You often have to change your environment. But here's where addiction to explicit material becomes uniquely difficult, especially today. Someone struggling with alcohol use disorder may need to avoid certain environments where drinking is the focus. But the environment that fuels explicit material consumption is often loneliness. And loneliness isn't something you can simply walk away from. You can't just avoid it. You can't block it with an app. If someone feels isolated, disconnected, lacking purpose or meaningful relationships, the brain naturally searches for easy dopamine. And that's when destructive habits quietly take over. So what does real recovery actually look like? It looks like honesty. Honesty about the boredom, honesty about the stress, honesty about the loneliness. It looks like building routines that give your brain healthier rewards. It looks like strengthening your support system. It looks like finding purpose, discipline, and meaning in your daily life. The people who experience lasting change aren't the ones who declare war on their addiction. They're the ones who start rebuilding their lives piece by piece. They change their habits, they change their environment, they change their identity. And over time, something powerful happens. The addiction loses its purpose. You don't beat addiction, you outgrow the life that needed it. If this message hit you in some way, leave a comment below and tell me where you're at in your journey. Someone reading your comment might realize they're not alone. If this video helped you, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you in the next video.